you so much for being here today and joining me for a gentle, heart-opening flow. A blanket if you have sensitive knees or you like to sit on something to elevate your hips. And you'll also need something like a yoga bolster. So you can see I have that one right there, or a long pillow, or if you're comfortable laying on blocks, having your yoga blocks is fine. So feel free to pause the video now and go get those things. Oh, and you'll also need a strap. And if you don't have a yoga strap, you can use a towel, a belt, or a tie, anything of that nature if you have tight quads or hamstrings. So great. Like I said, feel free to pause the video now to go get all of your props in order. Otherwise, we are going to get started. So get your mat set up with your props close by and go ahead and find a comfortable seated position. And as I mentioned before, you have your bolster or your block or your blanket. So feel free to elevate the hips if they're tight. You can just sit on that. And do me a favor, make sure that the right shin is in front of the left shin. So just taking a moment to set up, to get out any movements or fidgets. And I just like to begin all classes and practices by taking 3 rounds of deep breath. Just go ahead and gently close the eyes. Empty the lungs out with air, taking an exhale. And go ahead, take a nice big inhale through the nose, filling the belly. And open the mouth, exhale to release. Again, inhale through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out of the mouth. Gently exhale out of the mouth. And now just return to your natural breath in and out through the nose. And just start to feel into and connect to your body. Noticing if you're clenching the jaw. Taking a moment to settling into your seat. And now bring the awareness to your feet, to your legs, to your tailbone, feeling the connection of your physical body to the earth. Feeling yourself grounded, rooted, and supported by the earth beneath you. And from this place of groundedness and centeredness, start to bring your awareness up to your heart center. Energetically connect with this space. Feel free to place both hands on the chest, right at the heart center, one hand on top of the other. And just begin to feel. Observe how this area of the body feels to you, both on an energetic and physical level. Or maybe it feels open as you feel the air fill, knowing that no matter what comes up, you are safe. You are supported. And we're going to go through one simple breathing exercise. And so if your hands are on your chest, feel free to leave them there. Otherwise, simply place the hands back and you will simply just follow my breath count. So go ahead, empty out the lungs, taking an exhale. And inhale through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Suspend 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. And just notice how expansive the chest feels as you hold the breath for those 4 counts. Do 2 more rounds. And after that final round, just return to your natural breath. In and out through the nose. Again, bringing the awareness and the attention to the heart center. Again, just feeling into the space, observing, noticing if anything has already shifted. And knowing that no matter what comes up, you are safe. You are full of prana and breath, and you are capable of moving through and releasing anything that may feel blocked or stuck. And I invite you now to bring your hands in a prayer position at heart center. Just taking a moment here to set an intention. Be for your practice, this can be for your day or even your week. And with that in mind, gently blink the eyes open. And place the hands on the knees, palms facing down. And we're just going to start to take some Sufi circles. So rolling around, bringing the chest forward, to the side, back, and around. Just gently starting to move the body here. One more time this way. And then come back through center. Inhale, lifting the arms up overhead. Exhale, simply forward fold over the legs. Hands can come down to the floor. Maybe come onto your forearms. And then simply let the head hang heavy. Take one more breath here. Slowly walk the hands back towards the body, coming back up. Bring the hands behind the back and bring the soles of the feet onto the floor or the heels and just sway the knees from side to side. Again, placing the right shin in front of the left, coming back into that seated position. Hands on the knees. Inhale, reach the chest forward as you lift the head up to the sky. Exhale, round out the spine as the head comes down towards the chest. Inhale brings you up and through. And exhale, round out the spine. Do one more like this. So cat-cow in a seated position. Now we'll add the arms. So as you inhale, open the arms up. And as you exhale, right arm on top of left. Give yourself a nice big hug. Inhale, open, expand. Exhale, left arm on top of the right. So just keep moving here. You can even close your eyes if that feels good for you. Just allowing the breath to guide the movement. Let it feel really organic in your body. Do one more round like this. Inhale to expand and exhale to contract. On your next inhale, lift the arms up to the sky. Exhale, cactus the arms and twist to the right. Bringing that left hand to the outside of the right knee and the right hand behind you on the mat, coming into a simple twist. You can gaze over that right, a nice, tall, lifted spine. Take 2 more breaths here. On your next inhale, lift that right arm up and over. Bring it to the outside of that left knee, rounding out the spine. Again, let that head fall down towards the chest. Feeling that expansion in the back of the heart, that space between. Lift the forearms up and away from the base. You can even lift the neck. And then exhale, release that all. Bring the hands behind you on the mat. Fingers facing the body. Bring the soles of the feet onto the mat. Lift the hips up to the sky. Again, you can open up the neck, altar pose, even take a lion's breath here in front of the right now. Coming back into that cross-leg position. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold over the legs. Again, releasing the head. Forearms can come down onto the floor, any amount. Make sure you're breathing. One more breath here. Just sway the legs from side to side, heels of the feet out in front of you. Left shin comes back in front of the right, finding that simple seated position. Bringing the hands onto the knees. This time, take your Sufi circles the opposite direction. And then come back to center. Inhale, lifting that chest up and out, coming forward into your seat. And exhale, rounding out the spine. Inhale brings you up and through, broaden across the collarbones. Exhale, dome out the spine, head comes down to the chest. Now we add the arms. Inhale, expand the arms, lift the chest, lift the gaze. Exhale, give yourself a nice big hug, left arm on top of the right. Inhale, open up. And exhale, draw everything in, right arm on top of left. Again, just move here with your breath. And as you open up, really feel that expansion in the heart center and the chest. Do one more like this. Exhale, bring everything in. On your next inhale, lift the arms up overhead. On your exhale, cactus your arms. This time, twist and the left hand behind you on the mat. And you can use your left hand to press into the mat to help lift and elongate the spine. And the option here to bring the gaze over that left shoulder if that feels good for you. Take 2 breaths here. On your next inhale, lifting that left arm up and over, bringing it to the outside of that right knee. Round out the spine, release the chin down to the chest. Feel the back of the heart splash open here. On your next inhale, eagle wrapping the arms or giving yourself a hug as you rise up, lifting the arms up and the forearms away from the face, maybe even lifting the gaze and opening up the neck. Take one more inhale here. And exhale, release everything. Bring the hands back onto the mat, fingers facing you. As you plant the soles of the feet, lift the hips up, altar pose. Option to take a lion's breath here. And exhale, release the hips down to the mat. So nice. Cross the legs, come into a tabletop position on your mat. So the wrists will stack under the shoulders and the knees will stack under the hips. And just start to move through your cat-cows. Inhale, lifting the head and lifting the tailbone. Exhale, push into the mat as you round out the spine, releasing the chin down to the chest. Inhale brings you up and through as you broaden across the collarbones. And exhale, really pushing into the earth, feeling into that space between the shoulder blades. So just keep moving here with your breath. We were doing this in our seated position. And so just notice how this might feel differently in your tabletop. Do 2 more rounds. Come back through the center. Inhale, lift the right arm up to the sky. Exhale, weave the right arm through, bringing the right cheek down to the mat. I'm going to turn and face you so you can still hear me. And now you can walk that left arm forward, or option to lift the left arm up to the sky. Maybe you even weave the left arm behind the back. Breathe here, feeling that nice twist in the upper spine. Bring that left hand back to the mat if it's not already there. Press into the left palm to rise up, reaching that right arm back up to the sky. And exhale, release the right hand back down to the mat. Inhale, lift the head, lift the tailbone. Exhale, cat pose, round out the spine. Inhale, come back through to center. This time, lift the left arm up to the sky. And exhale, weave that left arm through, releasing the left cheek down to the mat. Again, I'll flip to face you guys. And you can walk the right arm forward, lift the right arm up to the sky, or take your half bind. And just notice one side might feel a little bit differently than the other, and that's okay. Take 2 more breaths here. Bring the right hand back down to the mat if it's not already there. Press into the right palm, lift the left arm up to the sky. Take a nice big inhale here. Exhale, release the left hand down to the mat. Walk the hands a little bit forward and the knees a little bit back. We're going to start taking nice big circles around our entire body. So bring the hips around, down towards the mat, around the opposite direction, back towards the heels, and come all the way around. So there are these nice big circles getting into the hips, maybe even getting in, right, to the low back, maybe taking a little back bend here. Again, just moving organically, just starting to wake up the body, feel into your physical body, asking him or her what she needs today. Making sure you're breathing here, allowing the inhales to bring you up and your exhales to bring you back towards the back of the mat. And now start to go the opposite direction. Our hips are said to hold a lot of emotion. So I love doing these circles and really getting into a part of the body that can be maybe a little tender or tense. Take one more big inhale here. Exhale, come back to a child's pose. Hips come down towards the heels. Forehead releases down onto the mat. Just take a moment here to close the eyes. Connect to your breath. Connect to your body. Knowing that child's pose is always available if you ever need a moment to reset, to ground down. So make sure if it's comfortable for you that the knees are touching, the legs are nice and parallel. And you're just sitting on your shins. We're not going to be here for very long. And just start to take those same inhales, reaching the arms open, lifting the chest, lifting the gaze. And exhale, rounding out the spine, giving yourself a nice big hug. Inhale, open up, splash that heart open. Exhale, round into yourself, drawing in, giving yourself a nice big squeeze. Again, close the eyes here if that's comfortable for you. And just move with your breath, opening, expanding, and then feeling everything come back in, drawing in, going inward. Two more rounds. One more big inhale here. On your exhale, just bring your hands back into your lap. Coming back to a nice tall spine. And just taking a moment to close the eyes and connect to your heart space. Maybe placing the hands on the chest, one on top of the other. Just checking in again and noticing, observing any shifts, any new sensations or feelings. Possibly even coming back to that intention that you set. And gently blink the eyes open. Coming into a tabletop position. Tuck the toes and just move through a couple of cat-cows here again. Come back through to center. Lift the knees with your tucked toes. Come back to your first downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet. Be gentle with yourself here. Possibly the first down dog of today, maybe even of the week. So just checking in and noticing how this feels. Taking any movements that you might need. Bending the knees a whole lot. Come through center. Find some stillness for a moment in your downward facing dog. On your next inhale, roll your body out to a plank pose, feeling each and every vertebra of the spine. On your exhale, bend your knees, downward facing dog. Do 2 more like that. Inhale, roll it out to a plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last time, inhale, roll it out. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach that right leg up to the sky. On your exhale, bring your right foot to the top of the mat. Release the left knee down. If you have sensitive knees, this would be a great place and time to grab that blanket and you can place it under the left knee. Inhale, rise up through your low lunge. Anjaneyasana. And just take a moment here to check in with the low back. If you have a sensitive low back, make sure you're lifting up and out of the pose a little bit. So use the low belly to lift the frontal hip points. So good. Or maybe you're someone who it feels good in your body to release and sink the hips down towards the mat. Take 1 more inhale here. On your exhale, release the hands down to frame that front foot. Tuck the left toes, lift that left knee up off the mat. Gaze forward, step the left foot up to meet the right, coming into a forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, root down through the feet to rise all the way up through standing. Exhale, pull your hands down through heart center. Take a moment here. A sacred pause, if you will. On your next inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Exhale, dive forward, arms nice, wide and open, leading with the heart. Inhale, hands come to shins, lift up through your flat spine. Exhale, release your hands down to the mat, step the right foot back, step the left foot back, downward facing dog. To baby cobra, untuck the toes, elbows hug into the midline. Exhale, release the head back down to the mat. Tuck the toes, press back, tabletop on the inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift that left leg up to the sky. Exhale, step the left foot to the top of the mat, release the right knee down. On your inhale, rise up through your low lunge. And see how, again, this side feels. Checking in with the front of that right hip flexor. Feeling that nice stretch. Releasing the hips down, but hugging the belly in and up. Protecting the low back. Take 1 more inhale here. And exhale, release the hands down to the mat, framing that left foot. Tuck the right toes, lift that right knee, gaze forward. Step the right foot up to meet the left. Forward fold at the top. Inhale, root down to rise all the way up through standing. Exhale, pull the hands down through heart center, Tadasana. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, open the arms, lead with the heart, dive forward. Inhale, come up halfway through that flat spine. Exhale, plant the hands, step the left foot back, step the right foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll it out to the plank pose. Exhale, lower the knees, chest, chin. Ashtanga Namaskar. Glide through baby cobra. Broaden across the collarbones. Root down through the tops of the feet. Exhale, release the head down to the mat. Inhale, tuck the toes, tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. And we'll just continue to add on here. Inhale, lift that right leg up to the sky. Exhale, bring the right foot to the top of the mat, lower the left knee down. Inhale, reach the right arm forward, up, and back. Do that 2 more times. Take a nice big inhale here. On your exhale, cactus your arms, just like we did in the beginning. Feel the shoulder blades plug together on the back body as you lift the heart up to the sky. Inhale, reach the arms back up. Exhale, lower the hands down to frame the right foot. Tuck the left toes, lift the left knee up off the mat, step to your forward fold. Inhale, root down, rise all the way up. This time, as you exhale, cactus your arms. Find a mini back bend here. Inhale, lift the arms back up to the sky. Exhale, open the arms, dive forward. Inhale, come up halfway through that flat spine. Exhale, plant the hands, soften the knees, step the right foot back, step the left foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll out to a plank pose. Exhale, lower the knees, chest, chin. Inhale, baby cobra, glide forward. Exhale, tuck the toes, lower the head down. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, that left leg rises. Exhale, step the left foot to the top of the mat, lower the right knee down. Reach the left arm forward, up, and back. 2 more times. And on this third time, you gather the hands to rise up through Anjaneyasana. Take an inhale. Exhale, cactus the arms, reach the heart up. Inhale, bring the arms back up. Exhale, lower the hands down to the mat. Inhale, tuck the right toes, lift the right knee, gaze forward. Step to your forward fold at the top of the mat. Exhale, swan dive forward, opening the arms, leading with the heart. Inhale to come up halfway through that flat spine. Exhale, plant the hands, soften the knees, step the left foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll it out to your plank pose. Exhale, lower the knees, chest, chin. Inhale through baby cobra. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, tuck the toes, tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift that right leg up to the sky. Exhale, bring the right foot to the top of the mat, lower the left knee down. Reach the right arm forward, up and back. Forward, up and back. And on this last time, we gather the hands to rise up, Anjaneyasana. Take an inhale. Exhale, cactus the arms, reach that heart up. Maybe you even lift the gaze. Inhale, bring the arms back up. Exhale, lower the hands down to the mat. This time, straighten that right leg any amount, finding your half splits. Now this is a great time to grab those blocks if you have them nearby. You can also keep a nice bend in that right knee. Breathing here. Feel the heart reaching forward as you send the hips to the back of the mat. Rebend that right knee. Plant the hands on the mat. Tuck the left toes. Lift that left knee up off the mat. Step the left foot up to meet the right, forward fold. Inhale, root down to rise all the way up. Exhale, cactus the arms, mini back bend. Inhale, lift the arms back up through center. Exhale, open arm dive forward. Inhale, come up halfway through that flat spine. Exhale, plant the hands, soften the knees, step the right foot back, step the left foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll it out to a plank pose. Exhale, lower the knees, chest, chin. Inhale, baby cobra, glide forward, root down through the tops of the feet. Exhale, release back down to the mat. Tuck the toes, tabletop on the inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, the left leg rises. Exhale, step the left foot to the top of the mat. Lower the right knee down. Reach that left arm forward, up and back. Forward, up and back. And last time, gathering the hands, rising up on the inhale through your low lunge. Exhale, cactus the arms. Reach that heart up to the sky. Feel the expansion in the chest. Any amount. Again, if you have blocks, you can grab your blocks and place them on either side of that leg. Take one more breath here. Rebend the left knee, plant the hands on the mat. Tuck the right toes, lift that right knee, step to your forward fold. Inhale, root down, rise all the way up through standing. Exhale, cactus the arms, lift the chest. Inhale, come back up through center. Exhale, dive forward, lead with the heart. Inhale, come up halfway through that spine. Exhale, plant the hands, soften the knees, step the left foot back, step the right foot back. Downward facing dog. We'll take 3 rounds of breath here in downward facing dog, or feel free. Again, just checking in, noticing how you're feeling. If you're in child's pose, meet us in downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, walk the feet up to meet the hands, coming to a forward fold at the top of the mat. Grab a hold of opposite elbows, put a nice bend in the knees, and just let the head hang heavy. You can sway the torso from side to side. You can flutter out the lips. Again, doing what feels organic and natural to you. Release the hold of the elbows and slowly roll the body up to standing, letting the head be the last thing to arrive. When you arrive at the top in Tadasana, close the eyes, palms shining forward, shoulders nice and relaxed. Feeling both feet rooted down, supported by the earth beneath you. You are safe. You are supported. Feeling that Feeling all four corners of the feet rooted down. And gently blink the eyes open, setting up for chair pose. Feet can be touching or hips width distance. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Exhale, bend the knees, sink the hips, chair pose. Weight is in the heels and the backs of the feet. Cactus the arms here in your chair pose. Again, feeling the shoulder blades plug into the back, feeling the chest lifted. Take one more breath here in this position. On your exhale, bring your hands behind your back. Interlace all 10 fingers, allowing this interlace to help, again, broaden across the collarbone, opening up the lungs, the chest, the heart center. Take one more inhale here. On your exhale, forward fold, keeping your hands interlaced, allowing the hands to come down towards the mat any amount. This is too much on your shoulders. Feel free to release the hands down to the mat and grab hold of opposite elbows. You have the interlace, release, pedal out the feet. On your next inhale, lift the right leg up to the sky. Exhale, bring the right foot to the top of the mat. Lower the left knee down. We've been here before. Reach that right arm forward, up and back. Forward, up and back. And on this last time, you're going to reach the right arm up to the sky as that left knee floats up off the mat. So finding a low lunge twist. Make sure that outer right hip is hugging in towards the midline and the right knee is stacked over the right ankle. Take one more inhale here. On your exhale, you're going to weave that right arm through and all 10 toes are going to turn to the left, coming into a wide leg forward. And I'm going to turn to face you. Yeah. Perfect. Hands can come down to the mat and just release the neck, shaking the head out, no. Shaking the head out, yes. Bring your hands in front of you on the mat and inhale, come up halfway through a flat spine. Bring the right hand to the center. Again, you can use your block here if your hamstrings are a little bit tighter. Inhale, lift that left arm up to the sky, finding a twist. Exhale, release the left hand down. Inhale, lift the right arm up to the sky. And now just keep moving here, following your breath, allowing your exhales to bring your arm down and your inhales to twist. If you're looking for a little bit more and to go deeper, you can bring your hand to the outside of the opposite ankle. So the left hand will come to the outside of the right ankle as the right arm goes up, and the right hand will come to the outside of the left ankle as the left arm goes up. A few more rounds here. Last one. Exhale, release the hands down to the mat, finding that wide leg forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Put a generous bend in your knees so both hands can be on the mat. Crawl your hands to the front of your mat so all 10 toes are facing the front of your yoga mat. Both hands will be on the inside of your right foot. Lower that left knee down and heel toe that right foot so the right foot is towards the edge of your yoga mat. Right toes are angled towards the outer edge of the mat. So we're coming into a lizard lunge on the palms of our hands. And just take a moment to settle in. If this is really hard, again, you can place hands on blocks. You can stay on your fingertips. Or if you're feeling more open, you can also release down onto the forearms. So just kind of checking in, noticing. Again, our hips can be pretty tender. And if you're someone like me who loves movement, feel free to even circle the hips out here. So taking nice big circles, and I can kind of show you what that looks like. So as I circle around, I'm straightening out my right leg. So just exploring, feeling into your body. And then take a moment to come back through center, find some stillness. Keep that left hand planted on the mat. Bend the left knee and reach that right arm forward, up, and back to grab a hold of the left foot. And so here's a good place to grab that yoga strap or that towel. The left quad is really tight, the left psoas is really tight. You can place a strap or a towel around your left ankle. Again, if this is really easy for you and you're looking for more sensation, you can lower down onto that left forearm. And you can even roll onto the outer edge of that right foot. Take 3 more breaths here. And gently release that left hand, release the left foot. Bring the right hand back down to the mat. Tuck the left toes, lift that left knee up off the mat, and step back to your downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet. And just give yourself a moment in downward facing dog to reset. And on your next inhale, lift that left leg up to the sky. Exhale, bring the left foot to the top of the mat, lower the right knee down. Inhale, reach that left arm forward, up and back, forward, up and back. And on this last time, you'll reach that left arm up to the sky, tuck the right toes, float the right knee up off the mat. Hugging that left outer hip into the midline and twisting from the abdominals. Make sure this right shoulder is not hugging the right ear. Release the right shoulder back down. Take 1 more inhale here. And on your exhale, you'll weave that left arm through, coming through that wide leg forward fold. Again, I'm going to turn around to face you. And the hands can just simply be on the yoga mat, on the floor, releasing the neck. Again, shaking the head out, no. Shaking the head out, yes. On your next inhale, come up halfway through a flat spine. Tempt the fingers or bring the hands to blocks. It's going to be maybe a little bit challenging, but hug that belly in as you bring the arms out to the sides, like a nice big airplane. Feeling the shoulder blades plug in on the back. Inhale, rise all up. And exhale, release the hands behind the back, interlacing all 10 fingers. Now, if this was hard on the shoulders before, you can just come through a regular forward fold or keep the hands interlaced as you forward fold over the legs. Keeping the hands interlaced, bringing the hands down to the mat, towards the floor, any amount. Breathing here. Shifting the weight to the fronts of the feet. Take 1 more breath as is. And then go ahead, gently release the hands down to the mat. Inhale, come up halfway through your flat spine. Bend your knees a generous amount so you can bring both hands down to the floor. Start to walk the hands over to the left foot, all 10 toes facing the front of your mat. Heel toeing that left foot over to the left as you release the right knee down. Lizard lunge on the left side. So checking in with this side, noticing how it feels. Maybe you lower down onto the forearms, or maybe you take those nice big hip circles again. I invite you to even close the eyes here and just sort of tune in, tap in, and move your body in a way that just feels really good right now. Take 2 more breaths wherever you are. Come back through to center, keeping the right hand planted. Lift that left arm forward, up and back. Bend the right knee and catch the right foot in the left hand. Using the strap or the towel if you don't have a yoga strap. And just enjoying this lovely quad stretch in the right quad and the right psoas. Again, option to lower down onto your right forearm for a deeper stretch. And even rolling onto the outer edge of that left foot. I really like to go for the twist here. So we're opening up the chest towards that left knee, maybe even lifting the gaze up to the sky. Take one more breath here. Gently release the right foot back to the mat. Bring the left hand back to the front of the mat. Tuck the right toes, lift the right knee, step back, downward facing dog. Take a nice big inhale through the nose. Roll out to your plank on your inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, downward facing dog. Do 3 more rounds like that. Inhale, rolling out. Exhale, downward facing dog. Very wave-like with the body, with the spine. One more time. Downward facing dog. Lower the knees down to the mat. Sit the hips back to the heels. Child's pose. Release the forehead down to the mat. Close the eyes and just connect to the breath. Connect to the body. And simply start to walk the hands back towards the knees. Again, coming back onto the shins like we were before. We're going to do that same inhale and exhale that we were doing before with the arms. But this time, as you inhale, lift up onto the shins. And exhale, round everything in as you come back down. Inhale, lift up, open the arms, splash the heart open. Exhale, round down, go inward. And so just keep moving here with your breath. This is a modified version of breath of joy. So let this feel really joyful, really open, really expansive. Again, I invite you to close the eyes and just move in a way that feels really good in your body. Do 3 more rounds. And on this last round, come back down. Give yourself a nice big hug. And as you sit here, embracing yourself, take a moment to maybe come back to that intention, or to simply just send yourself some love. Release the hands down and simply come on to your sits bones. And we're going to set up. If you feel as though you don't have the right props, don't worry. But if you have something that resembles a bolster, maybe a pillow, that can be a very lovely, comfy, restorative bridge pose. Or if you have 2 yoga blocks, you can also set up restorative fish. So if you have your yoga blocks, you would simply place one directly under just about the bra line on the long way, middle height. And you would set the other yoga block behind it, either on the high height or the low height. So take a moment to see how that feels. So it would look like this if you have your yoga blocks. This is one of my favorite poses. You can also play around with the heights of the blocks. Or if you have your bolster, you would simply just bring your low back, practicing the arms or just having the arms out in a T shape. And if it's comfortable for you, extending both legs straight out onto your yoga mat. So just taking a moment here to find a restorative, heart-opening position that just feels really good in your body and feels comfortable. And once you find that position and you settle in, close the eyes. Just start to feel a sense of peace wash over your entire body. We just did some movement, some moving of energy, possibly some moving of emotions. And so just taking that moment here to notice, to observe, and to simply allow yourself to feel whatever it is you are feeling. Now, I'd like you to imagine a beautiful, bright light. A healing light coming down through the top of your head, pouring down and throughout your entire body. Maybe this light has a color. Maybe it is simply a bright white light. And so now imagine that this healing light is clearing away anything that may still feel stuck, blocked, or heavy. And this healing light is helping to clear and remove anything that is not serving you, anything that you do not want to be holding. Now, just taking a moment to reconnect with your heart center. Feeling how expansive and open this area truly is. Feeling the prana and the breath expanding the lungs, lifting the chest energy. And then whenever you're ready, gently roll over to one side. Gently coming off your bolster, your blocks. And just taking a moment to move the props off of your yoga mat. We'll meet on our backs, bringing your feet as wide as your mat. Let your knees knock in towards the center, taking constructive rest. You can place one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Just feeling the release of the back, of the low back. And now just start to sway the knees from side to side. Then gently hug the knees into the chest, giving yourself a nice big squeeze. Release the knees down to the right, taking a simple twist. You can extend the left arm straight out, looking over that left shoulder. On your next inhale, bring your knees back up through center. And then let them gently fall over to the left, coming into the simple twist on the opposite side. And inhale, come back up through center. Hug the knees into the chest. And gently extend both legs straight up to the sky. And flex the feet. And grab a hold of the outer edge of each foot, coming into a happy baby. And bring the knees back into center and just rock and roll a few times up and down the spine. Coming back into that seated position, just as we began. Placing something under the sits bones to elevate the hips, if that's more comfortable for you. And once you find that seated position, go ahead and start to find some stillness. Again, connecting with the feet, the legs, and the sits bones. Feeling yourself rooted, grounded, safe, and supported. Bringing the awareness back up to that heart center. Maybe placing both hands, noticing, simply observing, simply feeling. Maybe this area feels different than when we first started. Some expansion. Again, knowing that whatever comes up, you are safe. No matter what, you are full of breath. You are full of light. And you are full of love. Just taking a moment to connect to that love that exists within you. This love that is so powerful, that is so vibrant and radiant. And that fills your entire being. Again, gently bringing the hands in a prayer position at heart center. Simply taking a moment to bow the head down in love and honor and gratitude of yourself for showing up and of the practice. Thank you so much for being here with me today.